Hey guys! Welcome to Felting Fandom. My name is Kari. Today we'll be needle felting an adorable Pikachu holding a rice ball. Pokemon was one of my first introductions to anime, and I enjoyed quite a few of the Pokemon games too. Please subscribe to learn how to needle felt more Pokemon and lots of other geeky projects. This is an intermediate needle felting project and will take a few hours to finish. If you want to follow along, you'll need a felting mat, a felting tool that holds multiple needles, individual felting needles, a pair of scissors, and for wool, you'll need lots of yellow wool and a small amount of black, red, brown, and white wool. In this video, I used some cheaper yellow core wool for Pikachu's head and body, but that's completely optional.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! Pikachu!
Now let's get started. First, I used my cheaper yellow wool to make the core of the head and the body. Felt until these are fairly firm and smooth. If you don't have core wool, you can just use your main wool for this step. You want to create a round ball for the head and an oval for the body. When you are shaping these, roll the wool as tightly as possible to save time felting. Once the core pieces are complete, cover the head with your main wool and felt until you have a smooth finish and can't see any of the core wool showing through. Please be careful when you're felting. It's so easy to stab yourself if you get distracted, and it really hurts. Here, I added some extra wool to give Pikachu his adorable chubby cheeks and to add a bit of definition to his snout. Using a single felting needle will help you really define the cheeks and nose and smooth out any bumps.
Pikachu!
Next, we'll cover the body in the top wool and smooth that out. We'll move on to Pikachu's chubby arms and paws. Make sure to roll your wool tightly when you shape the arms. It will save you a lot of time felting. Leave one end of the arm loose to attach to the body and begin to shape the paw on the other end. This process can take quite a while, so try to be patient with it. Using a finer needle can help add extra definition. Once you've completed both arms, securely attach them to the body. If yours look a bit oversized like mine, spend some time felting them down to a more appropriate size. We don't want Pikachu to be too out of proportion. Now we'll felt some round balls to shape into Pikachu's legs, and we'll attach those to the bottom of his body. Once those are in place, we can roll out some long ovals to shape into feet. Similarly to the arms, leave one end loose and add the toes at the opposite end. Repeat this for the second foot. Now we'll attach both feet to the body. These can be a bit tricky to secure, so add a bit of loose yellow wool to help them stick. Make sure to gently pull on them and make sure that they're attached well. Get your brown wool and we'll add Pikachu's 2 brown stripes on his back. Felt these so that they're flush and smooth with the rest of the back. Now we'll work on Pikachu's tail. This was actually the most difficult part of the project for me and ended up being very frustrating and fiddly. I'll tell you what I did, but I'm sure there's a better way to do it that isn't so annoying and doesn't make you hate yourself for starting this project quite so much. Anyway, lay out a thin layer of wool in the shape of the tail. Begin felting, but remember to keep flipping and turning your piece or you'll felt it to the mat. Add little bits of wool where needed and make sure to felt it as thin and smooth as you can. Once you're happy with the shape, trim it to give it sharp edges. Add a bit of brown wool to the base of the tail. I recommend that you take a bit of time to conceal the arm and leg joints by blending them in with some extra yellow wool. We can attach the tail now. Secure it just below the 2 stripes, making sure that you blend in all of the loose fibers. The tail that I designed is a bit floppy. It would have been better to incorporate some kind of wire into the design so it could stand up straighter. Now we'll move on to the ears. Tightly roll 2 long cylinders and felt them down to size, leaving one end loose. Attach black wool to the pointed end of each ear. This can be a bit tricky, but you can finish felting them once they're attached to the head. Attach both ears to the head. Make sure that they're firmly felted and secure. Make a tiny ball of black wool and felt it in place for the nose. We'll move on to the mouth. I decided to do a simple closed mouth, but there are tons of options here. Start by tacking the center into place and then working your way out to each side. When you reach the edge, you can tuck in loose fibers with your needle using a swirling motion. Pikachu's cheeks are next. Loosely shape a small ball of red wool and then tack it into place. Felt until each cheek is smooth and flush with the rest of the face. We've saved Pikachu's adorable eyes for last. Roll a small ball of black wool and tack it into place. Felt until you are happy with the shape and it doesn't stick out from the head. Repeat this process for the second eye. For the eye highlights, roll a tiny ball of white wool and position it near the top and center of the eye. Felt it into place and repeat this process on the second eye. To attach the head to the body, loosely felt some yellow wool onto the bottom of the head and use that wool to connect it to the body. Be sure to turn the piece and felt from various angles to make sure the head is securely attached. And finally, we'll make Pikachu's rice ball, or onigiri, or...
These donuts are great! Jelly-filled are my favorite! Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut!
I always thought it was so weird they called those donuts when they so obviously aren't. I'm pretty sure that kids from Western cultures could puzzle together what a rice ball is, but anyway, this is super easy. Just make a small triangle out of white wool and tack a strip of black wool down the middle of it, and you're done. Let's just hand Pikachu his rice ball here. I decided not to felt it in place so I can swap it out for something else if I want to later. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning to needle felt Pikachu with me. Let me know in the comments, what project would you like to see next? Please subscribe for more geeky needle felting time lapses and tutorials. Bye!